All right, guys, I'm just kind of sitting in the chair here relaxing, but we're going to do a recap video for you guys. We just got home coming off that win from Texas. So we figured I'd give you a rundown, kind of what happened and what took place on that race and what we had to do to get there.
Where did we come from? What was before Texas? Tulsa,
Oklahoma.
We had gotten beat by Ryan Martin.
So
we said we needed to find some
Tulsa,
speed.
we went to the third round, I think, or did we go to the semis?
Went to the semis.
Okay, so we went to the semis in Tulsa, and we got our ass beat by Ryan. We fought that truck a lot, to be honest with you. We had a fast car there, but we fought tire shake on that deal, really about 400 or 500 foot, which I'm sure a lot of guys did. But we just fought it really bad, and, no excuse, though. Ryan still just outran us. I went back and looked at the video when we raced Ryan, and he basically just beat us down low. It looked like we were a pretty good drag race all the way out the back. But it looked like that first 200 foot, man, he just outran us for that first 200 foot, got out in front of us, and we could never make it up. I went back and looked. It looked like him and Justin pretty much left even. I just didn't do my job. And, when I left there, I felt like we had a good car, but, I also felt like that we got outran because I didn't do a good enough job on the tune-up. So I wanted to make sure when I went to Texas that we were going to figure out how to get that thing to run down low, even if we had to make a 4-link change or whatever we had to do. But I was going to have to put some power to that thing because Ryan's car was just leaps and bounds out in front of us to the 60 foot. I mean, that car was just probably a good 2 or 3 numbers faster than us to the 60 foot. So I had to figure something out. We do carry a little more weight than Ryan does because we run a lockup. So that it hurts us trying to get that heavier car to move. But there's a will, there's a way. I took my computer home from that Tulsa race and I went over data and just tried to figure something out. And I did find some areas where I thought I could find some more wheel speed. And it's a fine line of trying to get that wheel speed and trying to get that tire around. If you get that tire around, if you don't get the tire around fast enough when the car is accelerating, it'll go into what we call a tire shake. So once it starts shaking the tire, it'll try and lose the tire. Now, between the traction control and engine control that we run, it'll typically will hold it, but you're still losing. The G meter's falling off, the wheel speed's coming up. Anytime in the run, if the G meter goes down and the wheel speed goes up, that's bad. That's no good. That means we're still going, but we're not accelerating. Anytime that the G meter comes up and the wheel speed pulls down, that means the car's hooked up. So wherever this wheel speed is, you typically so the G meter was up here and the wheel speed was here against Ryan, but it wasn't enough. So what we had to do is we had to get more wheel speed up and we had to get more G meter up to get the car to accelerate faster. So that's what I worked on, and we achieved that. I can't remember, who did you draw? You didn't run a team attack in Texas, did you?
No, we just made our
couple grudge shakedowns.
2 grudge shakedowns.
So we made the first pass, and because I turned it up down low, I think it shook the tires on that first run.
About 200 foot out.
It shook.
But the track was very iffy.
Yeah. So it shook. Then the second pass, we made it through the tire shake. I doctored it up a little bit, and we made it through the tire shake, but the car drove left on you, I believe. What happens is, so the way the 4-link was set up from Tulsa, the car was driving straight. Well, now that I'm applying more power to the car, so everything torques to the right. So because I was hitting it harder and the track was just a little bit better in Texas, so now the car is starting to develop a driving left problem. So by me putting more power to it, it made the car drive left. So I went back that night and I told Justin, no worries. It was a good pass though, because I overlaid the data from Tulsa and I knew we were faster. We were about 200 RPMs faster on the drive shaft. So, obviously I don't know what we run because we don't get no tickets, but I definitely knew we were faster. And 200 RPMs is a lot. That's a big difference in those cars. So Saturday morning, I made a 4-link adjustment on the car. and which, you know, I know the 4-link pretty well now. I mean, we know the car front and back, but I knew the 4-link good enough to where I knew the car would drive straight down the track. So we made our first hit. And who did you draw? Lutz?
Jeff Lutz.
So we drew Jeff Lutz, and of course everybody knows Jeff Lutz outran us a couple races ago. So we drew Jeff Lutz first round, and that just showed me there how much faster the car was, because we pulled Jeff by a couple car lengths easy. You know, that wasn't really even a race. I mean, we just knew we were that much faster now. So we ran Jeff Lutz the first round. We beat him. Moving into the second round, I think I turned it up a little bit again, because I was really looking. I try to start planning in case I can get to the final round of what we're going to do, of how we're going to run the car, and you know what it's going to take. Plus, I knew temperatures would be dropping, so there's a couple things I had to do in there to make some adjustments to make sure the car was going to make, if we could get to the finals, to make sure the car would make the trip. So the second round, I think you drew Lizzie, right?
Yes.
So the second round, we drew Lizzie, and we drug her ass. So, you know, and that's been a whole back and forth. You know, I think the race before, you know, there was a video of Pat. You know, we lost to Jeff. Jeff just clipped us out right there at the end. And where was that at? That was in Colorado, wasn't it?
2 races prior.
2 races prior to that. So, you know, and Pat, he's still in his feelings about, you know, the whole thing. Justin called Kai out in the Arizona race because Kai called out Jerry Bird. Jerry Bird was broke, and all Justin basically did was say, hey, no problem, you can call him out, you can run him, but you're just not going to get those points. You know, unless Jerry Bird can show up with his car and run under his own power, and that's the way the rules are, you're not going to get those 5 points. And that's when Kai, you know, he got all pissy and said he was going to quit and pack his shit up, take his toys, and go home. Well, I guess he rethought that, so he went ahead and raced. But anyways, that was the whole scuttlebutt there. And then ever since then, Pat's had kind of a hard-on for Justin and our team because, you know, basically he just made them run by the rules. I don't really understand how you can be mad at somebody for making them run by the rules. That just really doesn't make sense to me. You know, I wouldn't be mad at anybody if they said, if we were fucking up and they made us run by the rules. That's what you have rules for. I mean, realistically, that's why rules are in place. Everybody knows the rules. And, you know, Kai said that he didn't know the rules were written like that, but that's bullshit because they aired the first show, which was from West Palm Beach or something like that. And I know Kai got caught on TV talking about it, that one of the other, the 405 guys were going to call out their teammate, but they were broke. And Kai verbally said that, you know, yeah, they're not going to get no points, you know, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense. So Kai definitely knew the rules. He was just trying to bend them and he got caught, and that's why he's all still got a chapped ass about it. But that's okay, no problem. He can have that. It's not a big deal. If he wants to be mad because he got called out to running by the rules, so be it. Not a problem. Pat wants to be mad because he got called out running by the rules, so be it. So anyways, whenever Jeff Lutz beat Justin in that race, he was down there saying, hell yeah, go Jeff Lutz, fuck yeah, Jeff. You know, he's basically acting like a fucking moron down there. But at the end of the day, it was gratifying to pull him the second round because I knew we was going to send Lizzie home. I knew we was going to pack his ass up and put him in the trailer. So Pat's probably just a little bit mad that Jeff Lutz accomplished something this year that he hasn't been able to. We beat Lizzie all 3 times we faced her. We put her in the trailer. Jeff Lutz basically accomplished something that Pat couldn't get done.
What about the fist bump?
Oh, yeah. So I didn't really know Pat had a chapped ass with me. I knew he was upset with Justin. I think they got there was an argument up there at the Colorado race. I wasn't up there at the starting line pulling chips. I really don't go up there. But I heard there was something broke out up there. Pat jumped on Justin, and I think Kai and all of them. Justin was up there by himself, which is fine. Justin can take care of himself. But anyway, so we get to the Texas race, not really thinking nothing of it. And I go walking on tires, and Pat's coming towards me, and he made eye contact with me. And I've always been cordial with Pat, always been good with him. I reached out to fist pump him, and he basically walked straight on by me. Looked straight forward. I was like, Pat, no fist bump. Nothing. So at that point, I knew we had problems, which I'm good with that because honestly, I could give 2 fucks what Pat Musey thinks about me. So it's not a big deal. If he wants to be a poor loser, and that's really what he is, He's a sour ass loser. That's the problem. So if he wants to be a poor loser, that's fine. Be that. I don't care, dude. We can win gracefully and we can lose gracefully. We're good with it, man. So that's on him. That's his program. He can do that. And that's exactly how he's going to be. And we're good, man. We've been friends for a long time. At the end of the day, whatever, man. I really
that was before going into our second round with Lizzie. So
yeah,
so beating her.
Yeah, I went to fist bump. But now, when we drug her ass, our team, this is how we act. So when we drug her ass at the end, first of all, Justin gets out. He congratulates her. And then our team said, hey, good job, Lizzie. Good race. You know, we ain't got nothing bad to say to her. We ain't really got nothing bad to say about their organization other than Pat acted like a fucking jackass. So, you know, I did get on the internet and fucking pound him a little bit after he took that ass whooping. We loaded him up second race only because he deserved it. But anyways, good moving past that. We got past that.
We put space on her too.
Yeah, we put space on her. But anyways, we put space on Lutz too. But anyways, car, you know, we come off the trailer off the 4-link change for Saturday morning. Car was stuck right in the middle, straight down. We didn't have no more problems. Car's fucking going A to B. We pulled Daddy Dave the third round, and that was actually a really good race. And I knew they would load Daddy Dave's car up. You know, you got the 405, and they all raced there as a team and together. And, you know, definitely Ryan definitely wanted Daddy Dave to take us out, without a doubt.
Because he went out first round.
Yeah, Ryan. Did he go out first or second?
Yeah, first. Robin Roberts took him out first round.
Okay, yeah, Robin Roberts took him out first round. So, yes. So, definitely Daddy Dave was standing in the way, and he needed to take us out, but he hasn't done that either. We've raced him a couple times either. He hasn't accomplished that either. I mean, Ryan.
It was a close race.
Close race, but, you know, either way, it don't matter. Until he drags her ass, he's just in the back as well. I mean, Ryan's beat us, but that's about it. I think Sean got a win on us up there in fucking Georgia, but we were just kind of getting cranked up, getting going. But either way, and all day long. Moving forward, you know, we got past that race. Good race. The next race we drew.
Jerry Bird.
Oh, Jerry Bird.
I told you to turn it up.
Yeah, Yeah, so we drew the Bird brothers. And this is when we did go ahead and turn it up because Jerry and them, they were making some solid passes. I really don't watch any of the cars run. After our car makes a pass, I head back to the cart. We go get the cart so we can take it to the pits because we really don't have a lot of time. We got about, I think around 40 minutes it seems like. You know, so there's a lot that goes on. Sometimes like that Hemi motor, it'll break a valve spring. Or if anything goes wrong, that thing shakes so much, or if the Pro Charger touches down, whatever, we basically got 40 minutes to get that thing fixed. So, you know, we got to really hustle. We don't have time to bullshit around. So that's why I don't stand there in the line. Now, if there's any cars that goes out there in front of me, then obviously I'll see that group of cars go. But at the end of the day, I really don't focus, pay attention, study. It doesn't matter who we race. Honestly, I know a lot of people say that, yes, it matters, but honestly, it don't. I don't even take my computer to the starting line with me, so I can promise you it makes no difference who we race. I set the tune-ups in the car. I have a various of tune-ups. There's 4 tune-ups in there, and you know, I'll radio back to Justin after I walk the track, and we'll stick what tune-up in there that we feel is right to go down that racetrack. I'm going to walk the track. It just doesn't matter if it's Ryan Martin over there or if it's whoever the slowest will be, and I don't know who the slowest is, but whoever the slowest will be, it wouldn't matter. We run our car, how we run it, how the track is, and you know, we're gonna try and run that pass every time. We're not, even if we had somebody that we felt was like very much slower than us, we would not slow our car down. That's just the bottom line. We will run the car as we feel the track can hold the tune up, and that's how we run it every pass. And we run it that way because we're building data for the next round. That's really what it's boiled down to. If we go out there and slow the car way down and make a pass down the track, then we learn nothing. So that doesn't tell us what we're able to do for the next round. So that's why I say it doesn't matter who's in the other lane. We're racing the racetrack. Simple as that. Anyway, so we ran the Bird Brothers. I think that was a pretty good race too, but I think we kind of got away from him a little bit too. I think they got loose and got up into the center, didn't they? Mm-hmm. They kind of got out. I think they actually crossed the line a little bit, or crossed behind you or something like that. So yeah, they were fighting their car a little bit. You know, that track was a little tricky right there, 400 or 500 foot. But anyways, you know, coming through that, we had ran. You know, I had 4 tune-ups, A, B, C, and D. So we had ran the D tune-up on Friday night. We started running the C tune-up on Saturday. we ran the Bird Brothers. We put the B tune-up in the car, and when it come time to run Robin,
we just made it out of the semis.
Huh?
We made it out of the semis. Bro, you gotta work on your recap stories.
Nuh-uh. We ran Bird Brothers.
In the semis. We've been to the semis the last 3 races, so let them know that we're just now getting out of semis.
Yeah, well, I done got past all that shit. Yeah, so we've been to 3 semis, and it seems like we couldn't get out of the semis.
You can't do the recap,
so
I'm not gonna lie.
Now we are past the semis and going to the finals. Well, motherfucker, if we won the goddamn race and they know we're out of the semis.
Doesn't matter. They want to know why.
Hey, who's doing this video, me or you?
You gonna keep playing, and we're going to have an issue.
We made it out of the semis, and we're going to the finals to run the Bird Brothers, and to run Robin Roberts, our teammate. And we knew Robin was running good; he was running fast. So we honestly, we ran the B tune-up against the Bird Brothers, and we had an A tune-up to go faster, but we actually did not run our A tune-up. It was getting cold. The track was getting cold, and I was afraid that the car was not going to go down the track if we stuck the Big Dick in it. We have a tune-up called the Big Dick. So we haven't ran the Big Dick yet on anybody, but it's in there. We just need the track edition. But maybe we'll run it in Louisiana, or maybe we'll run it in Bradenton. But I'm eager to run the Big Dick tune-up, but I just haven't got to stick it in there. But anyways, so I chose to run the B tune-up again against Robin, and I actually slowed it down in a couple areas where the tire was it was starting to piss the tire off, and the car was starting to get in trouble. So I went through those couple areas, doctored it up, and I knew that it wasn't going to take anymore. When the DA drops down like that, the barometer's up real high, the car's going to make more. All those cars are going to make more horsepower. So you got to be careful about running that same tune-up, because they're going to run faster. Simple as that. So we ran a pass against Robin, and it was a great pass. We didn't have no problems through there. The car made it through the run, made all of its gear shift points, and it was fast. We basically, when you start pulling away from a turbo car, that thing's really running. Turbo cars always run hard on the backside, where he basically started pulling away from Robin on the backside, so it was making a lot of steam. So, but in the end, we got through that, and we actually won the race. And I always say you got to have a lot of luck to win one of them races. So, that being our second win this year, and all the struggles that the trials and tribulations we've gone through, we had a lot of struggles this year through that half season. But once we got out of Idaho, the thing is, we blew that thing up in Virginia. I was trying some different shit and tore the motor up, tore the car up a little bit. But that's the thing you got to do. You got to find out where the breaking point is on anything. We're used to running nitrous motors. Obviously, I've pushed the envelope. I got to find the breaking point, and that's what I was doing with this Pro Charger. I was trying to find the breaking point. I kept pushing and pushing until it popped, and that's what happened in Virginia. Is I popped the motor, tore it up. That's the only time we tore it up. But now I know its limits. I know its limitation. I knew I was on the ragged edge with that motor already, but I was trying to find exactly where it's at. So when I tore it up in Virginia, we hauled ass home. We worked all day Monday, and then Monday night we started working on the car. Basically we got that thing back together, and Wednesday, we headed out and drove straight to Idaho. But we were kind of junk up there, to be honest with you. We made our 2 grudge passes and didn't get down. Car shook, just did all kinds of crazy shit. We come off the trailer race, Sean, Murder Nova Saturday, and we made a full rip. We just got outran, and not having the data. And there's also some changes we needed to make. Honestly, to be up there on that mountain, we was wanting to throw a little more compression in that motor. We needed to make a gear change. We needed to make a 4-link change. We needed to make a converter change. And we didn't get to make none of those changes because we were kind of running behind the gun to get up there to Idaho. But we got to Arizona. We made all those changes, and they proved to be for the better. We were definitely faster in Arizona than we were in Idaho. And we went to 3 rounds there. We went to 3 rounds. We went 3 rounds in Colorado. So making 3 rounds in each one of those in that bad air, we was happy with that. And then we go to Oklahoma and Tulsa, and we went. I think we went 3 rounds there, didn't we? Mm-hmm. So we went 3, 3, and 3. So then we get to Texas, and we can move forward and finally get to the semifinals. So it was a good feeling, and I knew we were running good. After getting beat up by Ryan there in that third round, I thought we had a good car, but, you know, we ran Ryan. It kind of showed me that, you know, we were behind and didn't even know it. But, you know, Ryan's been out testing. He's been doing his thing. He's doing what he's supposed to do. We don't really get to do that. We got to get back home, go to work. So we kind of, our testing is our 2 passes that we get to make at the track. That's about our limits of testing. So, you know, Ryan just been out there putting in work, man. And, you know, they found something during those runs, and, you know, it showed when he ran us. So I wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen again when we went to Texas. So like I said, I went home, I went to work. We definitely picked up some numbers. We definitely got a lot faster, and it showed at the end. You know, we ended up winning that race by the grace of God. You know, everything, we kept everything together, and we run that race, and we won it, and, you know, had a big celebration. But, you know, at the end of the day, that race is over with now, and now we got to go to work. We got to get ready for Louisiana. So definitely was happy with all the team, was happy with Justin's driving. He did a great job driving all weekend. We made great calls on the car, and, you know, it prevailed. It put us in the winner's circle. So, you know, we're going to go back to the drawing board again. We're going to be in different air, different track, different conditions. Things are going to change again. Of course, you know, and that was another thing. So when we go to Tulsa, we had to change the car all back around from being up there in that mountain air. So, you know, it's a lot of work we had to do. You know, we actually come in a day earlier to switch all that out than we normally do. And I think in Texas, we had to freshen the whole motor up, didn't we? Why are you over sleeping, dog? You're literally just sleeping.
I'm tired.
Whatever, bro. In Texas, we had to put new rods, new pistons. We put new valve springs and valves in the motor too. Remember? So we had to completely freshen the motor up on Thursday, and then we fired it up on Friday. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. And we kind of got a late start on freshening the motor up because it had rained all night Wednesday night and Thursday, and we didn't even get a dried pit until about 1 o'clock. So we definitely got a late start on tearing that engine down, putting it back together. But we got it all done, put back together. So we had a fresh bullet for Texas. But like I said, that was a good race for the temperatures. The track did very well. It got cold late at night. It got a little tough to get down that racetrack. We were definitely shaking the tires hard going down through there. So that's bad on them cars when you're doing that, man. It's really abusive. In fact, we've shook that car so much this year that we actually, when we can get the car home, we got to get some chassis work done to it. We've already broke the center cross member in the car. It's broken too. Larry Larson jumped on that and welded that back up for us. You know, we fucking cracked the headers. Windows are half out. We're having to duct tape the shit to hold in because we're out here out west on this swing, and we just got to wait till we can get the car back home because we got to race every weekend. So we got a whole lot of 200-mile-an-hour duct tape on that car holding it together, and that's just what we're going to do until we can get this 6-race series done and finish this deal. And then after that, we're going to get the car back over to Cameron over at CJRC Race Cars and get that thing dialed back up because it's pretty beat up right now. But that's all I got, man. I mean, I think we had a successful week or weekend. We put in the hard work, and it paid off. It doesn't always pay off. It doesn't always go the way you want it to go, but I feel like I told the guys, you know, we had those 3 wins. Or we went 3 rounds in Colorado, we went 3 rounds in Arizona, and then we went 4 rounds. 3 or 4. We went 3 in Tulsa, and then, you know, of course, then we went. I said if we keep running like that, sooner or later that car is going to find its way back to the winner's circle, and that's what happened in Texas. We kept running rounds, we kept getting better, kept racing smarter. And before you know it, that thing was right back in the winner's circle. I thought the race against Robin was going to be pretty close because I knew Robin and them could run hard. But I think maybe they just, you know, the air was there, the track was there. I think they just kind of missed the tune-up just a little bit because although we outrun them pretty hard, I know that car runs a lot faster than that. Like I said, it's one of them things, man. It's a fine line. You're either a hero or a zero when you're tuning them cars. You either hit it or you don't. It's that simple. And I just think Robin missed the tune-up a little bit, and we were fortunate enough that we hit the tune-up. So, like I said, I'd rather be lucky than good, and, you know, hopefully we can keep on running. Maybe we can find our way to the winner's circle at Louisiana. I know we got some good data. We're going to run hard, and hopefully we can find our way to the winner's circle in Bradenton. I do know that we kind of closed the gap on the points a little bit. We got a 3-way tie right now with Robin and Kai Kelly and us. And, of course, Ryan, he's still leading the points. Hey, buddy, camera, this way. And he's still leading the points. And, you know, hopefully we can close that window and try and make a run for this championship. I mean, early on in the season, you know, I think we slid back. What's the furthest you slid back in the points? 6th or 7th?
5th.
No, I think he was 6th at one time, too. No?
I don't think so.
Well, either way. So, you know, with everything we've had go wrong this year, and really this is our first full run with a new build, new car, to be set no further than 5th in the points, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. I'm not going to lie. Actually, I think we're tied for 5th with a few people. But, I mean, to not fall no further back than that, and really, and now we're moving back up. Now we're tied in a 3-way tie for 2nd. You know, I think our team has done very well. We've actually done better than I expected. Hell, even if, you know, I think Justin's goal was to win one of these races. It definitely wasn't to win the championship, although we'd like to win it. I think there's 43 other drivers that would like to win it. You got to get up out of bed early. You're going to have to race harder than we are. You're going to have to test more than we do, you know, to beat Ryan. Ryan's the guy to beat because he's putting in the work. He's testing. You know, whether people that are testing or people that ain't testing because they're working, either way, Ryan's getting it done, and that's what it takes to be the champion, and that's why he's in the position he's in right now. He's out there, he's putting in the work. You can't take nothing away from him. But and all that does is going to make us work harder. We got to figure out our deal so that we can put in a little more work and keep working on our car and getting it better. And if we do, I think the results will be there. I think we can run with these guys. I think we can be very competitive. But obviously we are. We're 2nd in the points and tied with Kai Kelly with and Robin. So, and one more thing, you know, I did want to bring this up. I want to tell you, Kai is straight full of shit. And I just seen this on the internet the other night. He said in Arizona that he lost the championship by 5 points. I just seen the points. Ryan Martin won with 235 points and Kai had 185 points. Now, I don't know if they fucking add and subtract different in fucking Mississippi, but that bitch needs to go back to school because that ain't no motherfucking 5 points. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, that's more like a 50-point fucking separation. That ain't, I don't know where he come up with 5 points. That's a race and a half. I mean, do you agree with me, or is that 5 points? I just saw it. They posted last year's. I just saw it on the internet. Ryan Martin had 235. Kai Kelly finished 2nd, and he had 185 points. How in the fuck did he lose the race by 5 points? The fuck kind of fucking shit was he smoking?
I don't know.
Woof. That's some of that fucking Louisiana or Mississippi. Where's Kai from? Mississippi? I think he's from Mississippi, ain't he?
Yeah.
That's some of that Mississippi calculation going on. I don't know. But anyways, so we're just going to put in the work, take this old guy and head her on down to Louisiana, and we'll see y'all at Louisiana and see what we can get done.